It is now 7 o'clock. We will begin the Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting for February 4th, 2014. We do have a quorum. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to see everybody's healthy and back. Tonight, the prayer will be by Alderman Green, and the pledge will be by Alderman Waldron.
Okay, let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you've given us. We thank you for the blessings of yesterday, and we know there's many, many more to come, dear God, and we thank you for all of them. And I just pray that as we make our decisions tonight, that we do what is best for the citizens and do what comes from our heart. And we just thank you, Lord, for the city of Laverne and all the people that are here and all that we mean to each other. And we just pray that we'll all stay close as a community and continue to do the good things that we need to be doing for our city. And we're thankful that things are looking up for us. And we thank you for our mayor, all of our aldermen, all of our employees, every department head, everybody, our city administrator, everybody that's working so hard to make things good in this city. And dear Lord, just protect us all as we go back in the rain. And we pray for the people that are having such hard times with the snow and the ice, and ones that have no place to sleep, maybe nothing to eat. We just pray blessings for them. And dear Lord, I pray a blessing on every home in this community. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. I hope everyone had the opportunity to read over the January 9th public hearing, January 9th regular meeting, and January 23rd special called meeting. Do I have a motion to approve or to deny these minutes?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Department reports. Fire Department.
Mayor, Alderman, for the month of January 2013, we had a total of 118 calls. They consisted of 3 structure fires, 22 fire alarms, 1 vehicle fire, 4 hazardous materials calls, 16 motor vehicle accidents, 55 medical calls, 10 emergency miscellaneous calls, and 7 non-emergency miscellaneous calls. Our average response time for January 2014 was 3.2 minutes, and total water consumption for the same month was 3,700 gallons. You should also have in your packet a comparison for 2012 and 2013. As you can see there, total structure fires in 2012 were 30. We had a slight increase there to 36 in 13. Fire alarms were up as well a little bit, 173 to 203. Vehicle fires, those did drop a little on us from 28 to 20. Grass fires as well as decreased, 32 to 21. Motor vehicle accidents, slight increase from 275 to 282. By far our biggest jump there, and the biggest reason for this, medical costs from 244 in 2012 to 526 in 2013. That reflects 6 months of the first responder program. So you can see we've had a considerable jump. We're running at about 52% call volume right now, medical assistance to the citizens. Hazardous materials calls increased there from 37 to 51. A miscellaneous emergency calls from 118 down to 91, and non-emergency calls miscellaneous from 67 up to 96. Any questions?
How's your first month been?
It's been very hectic. I have one of 2 of my new assistant chiefs in the audience here tonight.
Introduce them, please.
Chief Mike Culberson. If I'm not mistaken, my second assistant chief, Chris Clark, who comes to us from Rutherford County Special Operations, I think he's in the process of moving some stuff into his office tonight. So we look forward to them coming on. They'll start their first day with the city February the 17th.
So next meeting we'll be having lots of formal introductions.
We will have a lot of formal introductions for next month.
Excellent.
So, thank you.
Thank you. Chief Walker?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, You have the report there that you can see. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer any. And if not, then I'll make some comments that I couldn't make a while ago. We did have a situation last week with a drone. Ms. Hickerson called, and we were able to locate the vehicle and ensure that there did not appear to be criminal things going on, but it did appear to be someone who was looking at roofs, maybe potentially to go try to sell new roofs to homeowners. It is a situation where it does create fear. There was a lot of it displayed after Ms. Hickerson posted on Facebook the occurrence. There was something that was there that concerned me a little bit that I'd like to put an end to, and that is it does not, the law that's on the books does not prohibit the flying of model planes or remote control, radio control helicopters for recreational purposes in any form or fashion, nor would we even consider doing anything like that here. So the folks that have said that don't need to worry about it. That's not what it is. A statute was, a bill was passed last year that became Public Chapter 470 and then was codified in Title 39, Chapter 13, Part 6 of Tennessee Code Annotated that does restrict the use by law enforcement. However, if we are professional law enforcement officers and we do things according to the Fourth Amendment and case law, the U.S. Constitution, then I don't think we have anything to worry about. It gives us the leeway to utilize it in certain circumstances, and then those things are all covered by case law anyway, search warrants, exigent circumstances, et cetera. And I think Counselor would say that he probably agrees with that. Now, as to what we can do down the road, I don't know. I think we do need to discuss it probably at the workshop where we're going to have a little more open discussion potentially. But I was told today by Representative Sparks, he called me asking more questions. He stated to me that the deadline to file bills in the Senate has passed. I'm not real sure if that covers the 9-bill rule or not. I do know that the 9-bill rule applies to senators and representatives in different fashions when it comes to their own personal rules within whichever house they're in. So there's a distinct deadline when you can't file a bill during that session. But he did agree to try to get some attention drawn to it and get discussion going about it. He understands where Ms. Hickerson's coming from and where we are too. There needs to be something in place. This is very similar in a way to the situation in Williamson County that's going on right now, where the janitor was looking through the ceiling at children in a bathroom and found out that was a misdemeanor offense because he wasn't photographing them. As a result, they're having to come back this year and sew that up. I think this is one of the same things that occurred maybe last year. The attention was going toward the hue and cry of the public last year, and nobody actually thought about, well, what about the criminal side of it? What should we do there? Or other things. And I think that's a discussion we need to have. I think Evan needs more time, to be honest with you, to look at case law and do a lot more research because we've got FAA involved. We got all kinds of different things that are involved here that we're going to have to be very careful of, and we don't want to do things that would restrict our citizens any more than necessary. If we're restricting criminals, that's one thing, but everyday citizens, we certainly don't want to do that because we do live in a free country. We just said the pledge to our flag. My daddy served in the South Pacific in World War II in the Navy. My son just returned, as you all know, from Afghanistan after a tour there in September. I feel very strongly about the freedoms we have and the fact that they both served to help protect those, as did many in this room, to which I say thank you. But we want to be sure we protect those rights and do the things we need to do. Anybody have any questions? I would remind everybody that the citizens are our eyes and our ears. There aren't enough of us to be everywhere at one time. So I would ask that all of our citizens pick that phone up. After 9/11, there was a a term used by Homeland Security that said, if you see it, tell it. Same thing today. If you see it, tell it. Pick that phone up and call us. We had a situation with some vehicle burglaries, and we had people that didn't call us. We need to know about those things going on. If they see something that doesn't look right, call us, tell us. We'll go check it. We would much rather expend the energy and the time to go check something and it be okay than for a citizen not to call us or not to tell us and something occurred and then have to investigate it later. It's better on the front end to let us know.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
Chief, and thank you for the investigation into this as well. Rescue unit.
Good evening, Mayor and Aldermen. We have had 16 vehicle wrecks, 8 of them which were county calls. We had 62 others. We had 2 business meetings, 4 public relations, 4 others, 10 fundraising and maintenance, total of 98. Average time to a call, 3.5. We had a total miles of 2,053. Total man hours was 1,283 miles. We also have a country ham breakfast this Saturday from 6 to 10.
Come have breakfast.
Country ham breakfast.
Any questions? Thank you.
All right.
Codes Department.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. The January 2014 monthly report is as follows. Unfortunately, there were no single-family permits nor commercial. We did have 4 miscellaneous permits. There were 15 sign permits issued, and 1 grading permit issued, 3 others to include additions and remodels. Total number of permits were 23. We had 1 single-family dwelling plumbing permit and 1 single-family dwelling mechanical permit. The complaints called in this month were 8 for tall grass, 17 for junk cars in the yard, 36 others which would include trash, junk, debris, open storage, stagnant water, etc. For the month of January, there were 92 building inspections conducted. The fire inspections were 10 this past month. Monthly revenue with impact fees was $1,848. And on a side note, just some little bonus feature. Our fire inspector was quite busy this month with some of our larger facilities. Counted a total of 13,009 sprinkler heads and 22 hydrants for a sum total of $8,704.50 collected to the city coffers by his inspections just in January. So we're going to try to knock out those bigger warehouses and get those sprinkler heads counted and make sure we have safe conditions within. Anyone with questions?
Questions?
Thank
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Parks and Rec.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. You see our numbers for the month. Actually, over under the revenue column, our programs are due to turn in rental fees by this weekend. That's why there's so many zeros over there. So by Friday, they'll probably have turned in their fees. We got a lot of stuff going on this month. We have spring ball sign-up starting tomorrow online, and then this weekend we'll do some on Sunday, and then we'll do every weekend in February for baseball and softball for the coming season. We have Parks and Rec is going to have a daddy-daughter dance at the multipurpose building this Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. Not necessarily just for daddies and daughters, but anyone that wants to bring their children is welcome to come. We had a big time last year. It was a lot of fun. It was a big turnout. It's $5 at the door per couple. And on Monday, we'll have Senior Appreciation Day at the multipurpose as well, and that starts at 10 in the morning. So, and that's also a sponsored event by Care All is going to come in, and we'll have Eddie Kilgallen will be doing the talent for that. He used to play with Ricochet a few years back, so the seniors love him, so that ought to be a big event. Anybody that wants to come out for that. We have a Parks and Rec Advisory Committee meeting on the 17th at 6. Senior Citizens Advisory Committee meeting on February 20th. at 4 o'clock, and then there's a Greenway Advisory Committee meeting scheduled. Tom, I'll get with you and we'll decide what we're going to do about that. Other than that, that's what I have.
At this time, you want to introduce?
I definitely will. I will.
Go ahead.
I would like to introduce 4 new staff members that we have. Cassidy, would you please stand up? This is our new senior advisory, or senior coordinator. Melissa and Linda, would you please stand up? They are also senior assistants. And KJ McKelly, who is not here tonight, but I'm going to tell you, I could not be any happier with the way that this staff has performed. They have just hit a home run, and the seniors are so spoiled, I don't know what we're going to do with them. But anyway, I'm super happy to have them, and thank y'all for all your hard work. That's all I have.
Good job.
All right.
Thank you. Finance.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Aldermen. Tonight's financial report represents our first 6 months of the year, ending in December 2013. For the general fund, expenses that have exceeded revenues by approximately $1.1 million. For our local sales tax, we've collected approximately $2.2 million with that's $230,000 better than budget and $180,000 better than prior year at this time. In our State Street Aid Fund, expenses have exceeded revenues by approximately $500,000. And in our Stormwater Fund, revenues have exceeded expenses by approximately $186,000. And in our Water Sewer Fund, revenues have exceeded expenses by approximately $1.1 million. Second page represents our balances in our various bank accounts. And the next page represents a comparison to prior year. For the general fund, revenues are up $500,000 over last year, and expenses are up $1.2 million. For the Water Sewer Fund, revenues are up about $253,000, and expenses are also up about $253,000. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you'll note, you do have your report for the library. Unfortunately, they could not be with us tonight, so please review your library report, and I'm sure Ms. Donna will be happy to answer any questions you may have. Next, water treatment.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. Good to see you back, Alderman both. Thank you. What we have is our summary of the month of December for 2013. Comparatively to 2012, the average flow at the plant was basically about the same. It's kind of averaged out since a lot of the system leaks were taken care of, and population, I guess, is about at a even quill. The membrane filtration took back in 6 million gallons, which equates to about $11,240 that Metro didn't receive in wastewater fees. Our chemical usage comparatively is based on demand and water quality, relatively about the same. Our flushing sites were kind of down for the month. We only had one that required flushing. It was because of a taste and odor complaint. We just freshened up the area. Our staff went through 20 hours of in-house safety training this month on a couple of various things. I guess with construction issues at the plant, they're, I guess, in the wrapping up stages, whereas the main parts of it are done. Yesterday and today, we cleaned out the main basins, clarifiers on the older side that have been sitting idle for 8 months. So those we put back into service probably tomorrow. Then we have to start a disinfection process on the whole thing. So we're shooting for the end of next week that we'll be running on 8 cylinders again, as you could say. But in the meantime, we'll have to do some maintenance on the newer side that's been without a break for the same duration. Basically, that's all I have.
Any questions?
No, I love y'all's new presentation. It's a lot more informative.
Thank you. Yeah, we got a request to add in a few more of the water quality issues.
Being able to read the complaints where they were at.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, Ivy does a really good job on putting everything together for the month.
We had our last one, we'd had no intentions on pink water, it's just that one of the tests we run, and vinegar and peroxide is kind of the agent that dissolves the chemical out of it, so she was just amazed with the pictures of it.
That's brilliant. Any questions? Thank you. Public Works.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Alderman. You have your numbers here in front of you. If you have any questions, I'll answer them. I've got something I'd like to say about, I've been getting some complaints, people within the city, citizens calling, saying so-and-so's got something on Facebook, you might want to look at it. I'm not a Facebook person. I don't stay on it. You know, I do scan through it every now and then. But, you know, if the citizens would go to the city website, we have departments, or they can go down to the departments and get the numbers and call us, which would be in reference to street signs, street lights, you know, or any department in the city. It doesn't just have to be the street department. That's where I've got most of my complaints from, and people will send me pictures of them because they can't forward them to me, and I'll try to take care of it. But I'd like to talk to the person themselves instead of, you know, going through Facebook, stuff like that. I'd like to sit down and talk to them and see if we can work out what it is. You know, potholes, street signs, you know, you name it, we can do it. But if I don't know about it, like the chief said earlier, the citizens are our eyes. We can't go over 88 miles of roadway every day. So that's all I've got, if anybody has any questions.
And yeah, because all the numbers to all the departments are on our website. And I'll have to say, all your department heads, you get in touch with them over something, if it's something they can fix immediately,
We try to, but
y'all
I mean,
do a good job.
sometimes it may take a few days, but like I said, if we don't know about it, there's nothing I can do about it.
That's exactly right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next, I'd like to introduce to you our new Utilities Manager, Mr. Michael Deeds. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. Good afternoon. Utilities, Sewer Department, pretty consistent with our average for the month. We had 92 work orders, one final grinder pump inspection. 25 of those was pump stations, 67 grinder pump service calls, 86 hours overtime. Water, as y'all know, was a pretty busy month, very busy month. 232 work orders, that's about triple our average for the month. 19 of those was line breaks. We answered 120 Tennessee 1 calls and estimated about 61,000 gallons of water not sold with 105 hours overtime.
And really, that's good considering what y'all
It was very good, and I'd like to take my hat off. It may be a little blinding at times, but to the guys in the water and the sewer, because everybody chipped in on a lot of these line breaks and a lot of calls answered after hours in both departments. So it was a group effort.
In some very cold weather.
Yes, sir.
So good job, everybody, and we thank you.
All right, thank you.
Human Resources.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. Here is the report for Human Resources. We had 7 external jobs posted, 98 applicants, 8 actual hires, 1 internal job posting, 2 applicants, and a total of 151 job interest cards posted. We actually had 4 employee resignations and 1 termination. There were 2 liability claims for the month, 119 care here appointments, 4 no-shows, 255 care here enrollments total, 4 care here HRAs conducted, 358 dependent lives covered, 190 employee lives covered. Dependent claims, 494, employee claims, 506. 1 short-term disability claim and 1 long-term disability claim. Total claim dollars, $186,895. And we are currently working on our job description project for the department and the city at Hall. Are there any questions about the report?
Any questions? Thank you, Ms. Cheryl.
Thank you.
All right. Now the fun part. Tonight, it is truly an honor to once again introduce to you our Employee of the Month. I'm going to give you a little background about this young lady. She come to us not very long ago, and I will have to say, has truly embraced her job, and you can truly see her love for this city and wanting to clean this city up. And I tell you, she is working, because the joke is that she beats the vice mayor now to all the spots. He tries to catch her on the spot, and I guarantee you, I don't think you've had but one you beat her to. So she really works hard for the citizens of Laverne. And at this time, I'd like to introduce to you Miss April Lawrence. And she doesn't have a very fun job either. And I just want to say I thank you from the bottom of my heart for loving this city. And I know sometimes you catch a lot of flack for what you have to do, but you take your job very, very seriously, and you don't let anybody intimidate you, and I like it. I like it. The City of Laverne Certificate of Appreciation is hereby granted to April Lawrence for your dedication and hard work for the City of Laverne. The city hereby recognizes you as the Employee of the Month for February 2014 and thanks you for the excellent work you do for the City of Laverne. Thank you very much. It's a hard work. At this time, we have a very special presentation, and I'd like to ask Mr. Kevin Sykes if he'll come to the podium, and we want him at the podium because I want this recorded so you can hear him.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, Chief Walker. I'm here to present to the citizens of Laverne a flag. It was flown over Afghanistan. I have a son that just came back. Let me give you a background on him. Specialist Adam Sykes. Got through all Laverne schools, graduated Laverne High School, was the youngest member of the Citizen Police Academy, and was the youngest member of what was then the Box 100. I'm glad to see it's still going. And I think he harassed the fire department quite a bit on the call-outs that they had. Adam right now is stationed at Fort Drum, New York. He's in about 4 feet of snow. And my wife Lori and I can contest to that. We were there in January on his homecoming, and we got stranded in a hotel for 2 days because of the snow. 4 feet of snow dropped on us. 4 o'clock in the morning when they had his homecoming ceremony. I am retired disabled military. Military means a lot to me and my family. So with that note, I would like to read the certificate that comes along with the flag. One note first, though. As my wife and I found out when Adam got back, he was flying missions over there. Didn't go over too good, but he got back safe, so. Okay. This is the certificate of officer to the citizen. Yeah, you know that word. This American flag is dedicated to the city of Laverne. This American flag was flown over Afghanistan by Alpha Company 2-10 AVN Voodoo and a UH-60M Blackhawk. Adam is a certified Blackhawk repairman. He was finished top of the third of his class, which I don't know how he did it because before he went in the Army, I had to teach him how to change the oil in his car. So, it was flown on a combat mission in support of Operation Enduring Freedom 13 on the 7th day of December 2013. That rings a bell. That's the 72-year anniversary of attack on Pearl Harbor. In a continuing effort to reduce the will and capability of insurgent forces and to establish a secure and stable Afghanistan so that it may never again serve as a haven for the enemies of the United States or its allies. I'm half Adam. It's my great deed to present this to the citizens of Laverne. People in the room here that are not military, that do not have a military family, if you want a shock, go to one of these homecoming events. You guys come back. It is an emotional thing. It was for us. Adam left his wife and daughter. She was, what, 3 months?
She was a baby.
3 months old when he left. And he was scared to death when he came back. And she wouldn't even recognize him. He got off the plane, walked into the hangar, they prayed him all in. She went over towards him. He had a hat on. I told him to take your hat off. She looked, and Adam had a special name for her, and only he calls her that. And once he called her that name, she ran to him. So it really was a good day. She walked with your son. Thank you for his service too.
We will certainly cherish this, and we will definitely have it in our showcase over there. And I was one to watch Adam actually grow up, and I believe he was one of the youngest lieutenants in Box 100 when we first started. So this is truly an honor. Thank you for sharing.
He wanted to be here, but unfortunately, right now he's about 6 feet under the snow. They've got the whole month off out there for their appreciation for being in Afghanistan. You did see some things that he's not talking about, except to me. But other than that, thank you for your time.
Thank you. This is an honor. That's absolutely gorgeous. Well, that was certainly a true honor, and I want to thank the Sykes family for all you've done for this community and for allowing your son to help keep us safe here. Thank you. All right, guys, let's move right into old business. Second reading, ordinance 2014-01, an ordinance to amend the Laverne zoning ordinance as it relates to cell tower regulations. Received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on November 26, 2013.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is our consent agenda items. We did go over these in great detail at the workshop. Do I have a motion to approve or to deny?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Motion to appoint or remove board members. The first would be the Board of Zoning Appeals, and one term expires, and that's Mr. Alton Goodwin Sr., and he does wish to remain on this board. So I would like to entertain a motion for Mr. Goodwin to please remain.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have the Construction Board of Adjustment and Appeals. One term expires. and that is that of Miss Felicia Smith. So, and Felicia does wish to remain on that board.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we do have our library board. We do have one opening, and Mr. Gary Frazier would like to be on that board. So do I have a motion to approve Mr. Gary Frazier?
Motion to.
Motion.
We'll get Mr. Broker motion and Ms. Sherry second. How's that?
That's good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is our local emergency planning committee. We do have 2 spots that are vacant, one for Public Works, and Mr. Michael Deeks will be taking that spot. And for LFD, Assistant Chief Mike Culberson will be taking that spot. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're going to move the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee to next month, if that's okay, and give Ms. Sherry and the board time to look over the applicants, if that's all right.
Mayor, we need a motion to defer.
Do I have a motion to defer?
I'll make the motion to defer.
I have a motion to defer. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor of deferral?
Aye.
Aye. Next, under new business, first reading, ordinance 2014-02, an ordinance to amend the Laverne zoning ordinance as it relates to home daycare regulations, received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on January 28, 2014.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 2014-03, a resolution in support of the fiscal year 2014 THDA grant application.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? I'll second it.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 2014-04, a resolution to authorize the City of Laverne, Tennessee, to purchase items from publicly advertised and competitive bid contract awards by other local governments.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 2014-05, a resolution approving a lease purchase agreement in an aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $600,000. Motion to approve or to deny?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All
Mayor.
those in,
There's one issue we need to discuss on this item, if we can, please.
absolutely. Go ahead. I am so sorry.
That's all right. We actually put out bids for quotes on this financing. You'll see on there you have 2 options basically. The first option that was received was to start making payments July 1st of 2014 for 10 years. And then the second option is basically 1 year in arrears, so we would not actually start making payments until July of 2015. There is a difference in cost, obviously, because the interest rate is different. So really, we need to know which option this board would prefer to go with. Phyllis, I don't know if you want to make some comments about the budget and what we may need to do, but that's where we're at on this.
I like y'all's recommendation. Y'all handle that.
Okay.
So I guess you need to put that in motion form.
It would be best if we did that.
I mean, I'd like to hear which one's best.
Phyllis, I'll have to leave that up to you.
Well, the difference is, of course, deferring the principal a year, and there's some schedules in your packet. The finance cost for deferring it for a year, the total finance cost over the 10 years is $89,659. And if we start paying the payments in July of this year, the interest cost for the 10 years is $64,000. So it's about a $25,000 difference by deferring it for a year.
The only difference is by deferring it for a year, obviously, we can budget for it better and hopefully be more prepared for that cost when we do start paying it.
Actually, this first payment would be in next year's budget anyway, which is July 1st, so it really doesn't matter either way. We can either have the first payment in July.
Interest rate's a little
in the
bit lower
14,
if we
15,
go with the payment up front.
What's the wishes of this board?
What's the best, Billy?
I mean, I know the difference. I'm understanding the difference, but do you need the 1 year in the rear to make it work?
Not really, I mean,
If you don't need it, I'd soon save the interest then.
I think we'll be okay, go ahead and start in July.
Well, I'd rather do the first, do it right off the bat then.
I mean, that's me.
That'll save 20-something thousand.
Now, that's another piece of equipment or something.
So it'd be option one, basically.
So I guess I make the motion to approve with option 1.
Second. Or Sherry seconded.
You did, I didn't.
Oh,
say
okay.
anything.
You did.
Okay, so did you get that? This is with approval of option 1. And that was seconded by Alderman Broker. All right, let's do a roll call on this. Alderman Green.
Aye.
Vice Mayor. Alderman Walden. Alderman Broker.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion carries. Motion to approve the bid for fire apparatus maintenance and service.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now, Bruce will have to go over on this one. We did have to add one. I will read it. Motion to approve electrical work needed for the installation of the police department consoles and the CAD RMS equipment. I will make a motion to approve, and if I can have a second, and then we'll open it up.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'm going to open this up for discussion, and I'll let you talk.
This item came to me on Friday. It's something that we really could not wait on an additional month due to the installation of some equipment, and Chief Walker can explain that a whole lot better than I can. We did get a quote. The total is $9,834.60, but I'd like for Chief to explain what this is needed for.
We had the issue with the consoles and the back-end radio equipment with the Motorola purchase that you just voted to do the financing on. The project manager, the very experienced project manager for Motorola came from Arkansas Friday. He came, he looked through everything where the equipment was going, looked at Station 2 with some needs there. There are going to be about 6 circuits, I believe it is, but there are places where they can pull that wire, and we're going to be okay over there as far as electricity is concerned. When he came here, he looked at the back end where things were going to be, looked in dispatch where things are going to be. We went out back and went into the maintenance room. There is going to be required a new service line in, a new box. So we wound up having to call Seals Electric, who has our contract for electrical work here. It's going to require a minimum of 32 additional 20-amp circuits, 16 in the back room for the radio equipment, at least 16 more in dispatch because of the new equipment, segregating it and doing it the right way, because with the P25 and the new system that's there, we got to have it. It's got to be stable and handle what needs to be handled in those rooms. So David Seals looked at it. He came back with that quote that we received today. He came yesterday and looked. And in order for them to come install, we're going to have this installed first, because the boxes in the mechanical room are not going to handle what we got coming in, basically. And we were not aware of that up front, or we could have done that up front. But
I'll talk about the funding, that way they know.
Pardon me?
The funding.
Yes, I need to explain that. We had built in through police impact fees this year a project you all approved with the budget from police impact fees for upgrading security and the environmental issues and so on with our evidence room. My recommendation is, instead of utilizing any general fund dollars, let's go ahead and use police impact fees, because I believe Phyllis will agree that that's covered in the facilities and enhancement and upgrades, and it fits with this, that we use the 9,834.60 quote out of what's there, and then we can go ahead and begin some of the things we need to do then with the money that's left over, that we need to do for evidence room, and then next fiscal year we can look at maybe taking dollars from the drug fund itself, since the majority of the evidence in there is dope anyway. So, I mean, that's a justifiable expenditure for those funds.
Excellent.
So basically, I guess they're saying they approve of us moving that project and letting Phyllis take the dollars from there to do this.
Okay, excellent. Any questions? Any questions of Chief or Bruce? Okay, I have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, we're down to Mayor and Alderman comments. We'll let you start, Alderman Broker.
Oh, I don't have anything tonight, man.
Good to have you back.
Thank you.
Up and going well.
Thank you.
Alderman Walden? Good. Vice Mayor?
Let's just keep Bruce in our prayers, him and his dad.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And
That's it.
congratulations to you.
Another mean little girl coming in June.
That's great.
She'll be spoiled just like all the rest of them.
That's right.
Chris. That's okay.
That's our job here.
That's what they're for. That's what they're for.
Alderman Green?
No, I just hope this weather kind of clears up a little bit for everybody, everywhere. It's terrible.
Yep.
And I want to wish you and Ronnie happy anniversary today.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. 27 years.
Oh, my goodness.
And he hasn't strangled me yet, so
Poor
we're good.
You're lucky. You're lucky. You're lucky.
Poor man, he's definitely a saint.
Actually, bless his heart, he's home sick, so. Well, we'll get right in. I do want to wish my husband happy anniversary. He is homesick, and it's been a great 27 years, and I can't thank him enough for allowing me to do what I do up here. And it's certainly with his love and support that I can do this. Saturday night, daddy-daughter dance from 2 to 4 at the multipurpose building. Don't forget, daddies, you got a date that night. Don't forget Senior Appreciation Day, and this is open for all seniors in the area to please come out. I believe it begins at 10 a.m. at the multipurpose building, and it is free.
And that's when?
That is Monday, 10 a.m. Again, we want to welcome all the new staff tonight, and many thanks to Donna, Julie, and AC, and your whole crew for all that you've done, and AC calls his crew his dream team, so we got a lot of dream teams going here, and that's great. Love to see all y'all working and taking care of those citizens, and senior citizens especially, and they are, I tell you what, they are spoiled rotten. Hey, they are. And they should be. That's right. That's right. I did receive this Sunday, February the 9th, at the United Methodist Church here in Laverne off of Old Waldron Road, Boy Scout Troop 340 will be doing a spaghetti dinner as a fundraiser, and that is from 11:30 until 2. So, hey, if you're out, everybody goes to Sunday brunch or Sunday dinner. This is the perfect way to eat some good spaghetti and support some of our kids here. So y'all go out and try to support them. And Saturday, you got the ham breakfast. So, ladies, y'all don't have to, if you cook this weekend, it's your fault. That's all I can say. Y'all got breakfast and dinner. And again, I want to thank Carolyn Hickerson and all the citizens of Laverne that are absolutely staying on it in their neighborhood watches. When they see stuff, they are notifying proper authorities. And I tell you what, it's paid off. It has truly paid off. And I think we're letting them know that criminals are not welcome in our neighborhoods. And I want to thank all my department heads for being here tonight. Thank you for your support. Citizens, thank you for coming out. It was truly an honor to receive this flag, and it's just hard to believe our kids are at that age. But thank everyone, and with that, I will call this meeting adjourned.